Hi, I'm Stephen Washington, and every single month I help you stay grounded and focused through mindfulness and movement. The topic of this month's Heart Mind Moment is unplugging from the world. Have you ever taken the time to unplug? I mean, completely shut out the world and just focus more on yourself and your immediate surroundings. Many of us haven't, and understandably so. The world is trying to get our attention so much, and sometimes it's a really good idea to take a break from all of our devices. As human beings, we were not designed to assimilate so much information that bombards our minds, our brains every single day through our phones, our TVs, our computers. It's just too much. An excessive use of devices can really negatively impact our well-being physically, emotionally, and mentally. So I want to share with you a experience that I'm having right now. I am in the process of doing a high performance coaching certification program, and it's all about learning how to access flow state. And flow state is when we have times and periods of extreme attention and focus on a task at hand, and when that happens, certain neurochemicals activate in us that pushes us along in that process of productivity, unleashing almost unlimited amounts of creativity and actually joy in what we're doing. Now, the tricky thing is what takes us out of flow are the distractions that we face each and every day. And one of the things that this program has given to me, and it's funny because before I even began it, I already had this desire within me to change my relationship with my smartphone. I realized that I was just too dependent on my smartphone, all the things that I can do, social media. It's just what I've learned is that it's essentially a little slot machine that's colorful and bright and makes lots of sounds and noises, and it triggers these dopamine rushes within the body, which is another neurochemical that's part of our reward system in our brain, so that when it's satisfied, this chemical is released and we just want more and more and more. So every time you get a like or a notification or an email or whatever, you get more and more of these dopamine hits, and eventually the body just craves it more and more and the mind craves it more and more. And it's all been created by design, by what this course calls attention merchants. So attention merchants have been trying to get our attention since the beginning of the modern age, right? Trying to distract us from ourselves, trying to steal our focus, steal our creativity, and disconnecting from ourselves, but also disconnecting from each other as well as nature. So I've been really diving into this work and disconnecting from my devices, and it's just been so liberating. I would sit at night and watch television, but I would be torn between watching television and looking and checking on my phone, so much so that I wasn't really paying attention to what I was watching on television. So through this work that I'm doing, the phone is going away, and I'm actually able to watch something on television. Like, for instance, I went back and watched a movie like The Godfather, which I had never seen. It's a classic film, but I'd never watched it. And I knew that if I had the same relationship with my cell phone that I've had for years now, I wouldn't be able to sit down and enjoy it. And so I was able to do that. And that's just one example of what I feel like I've been able to give to myself by disconnecting from devices. And what I'm talking about, there's so many benefits that come from unplugging. For instance, present moment awareness. You're going to be able to be more present in the moment, not thinking about the past with any kind of regret, or not focusing on the future with any kind of sense of dread. You'll be able to be in the present moment. Because most often what's happening in the present moment is fine. It's what we think about the past and what we think about the future that causes a level of dis-ease. Also, you'll have improved sleep. too much time on our devices in front of our screens disturbs our sleep. So unplugging, you'll probably sleep a lot better. Also, the connections that you have, the relationships that you have with other people will deepen. You'll notice that you'll be able to be more present with the people around you. You'll be able to listen to them. You'll be able to hear them and have deeper, truer connections. Also, you'll notice that your productivity and your ability to learn will skyrocket because your brain isn't overloaded with so much information from the outside world. And then lastly, you're going to be breaking a habit that for most of us has had a negative impact on our lives. So I just delivered a lot of information to you, and I want to provide you a short practice that will help you to assimilate and integrate all that I've talked about and have inspired you to think about. So we're going to massage the neck, where we hold a lot of tension generally. So you're just going to take one hand, hold on to the nape of your neck, and you're going to squeeze. And do the same thing with the other hand and squeeze. And using an amount of pressure that's comfortable for you. It's like you're grabbing the muscles and the tendons and the fascia and just pulling the muscles slightly away from the bones. And as you do so, just take some nice deep breaths in and out. Good. And then now, take your fingers and hold on to your ears and just pull on your ears. You can pull out, you can pull down on the lobes, you can pull up. You can even squeeze a little bit closer to the ear canal with your thumb and your index fingers. You can just squeeze through here. There are lots of different acupressure and acupuncture points on your ears that correspond to different parts of your entire body. Good. Now relax your arms down. Soften your gaze or close your eyes. And just notice what you feel in the present moment. Take a couple more deep breaths. Beautiful, everyone. Now, before I let you go, I just want to let you know about some of my offerings. SWE Studio, it's my online membership community where I created affordable and accessible wellness content on demand that's designed to meet you wherever you're at on your wellness and fitness journey. Sign up today and get a 2-week free trial. I also do one-on-one sessions where I work with people individually in order to really tune into what it is that you need physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and I create practices that help support you. Also, I have a retreat coming up in April called Energy Excellence. I'm doing this retreat with my friend Paris Monctator, who is an Ayurvedic counselor and therapist. And she and I together are really going to serve you, anyone out there who just feels burnt out from life and needs a reset, needs to pour energy into your own being. We're going to have a wonderful time at Casas Kismet in Costa Rica. I'll include details for that below. And then lastly, my book, Recovering You, Soul Care and Mindful Movement for Overcoming Addiction. Listen, I don't know anyone who is not impacted in some way, shape, or form by addiction, whether it's something that you're dealing with personally or someone that you know, that you care about, who's struggling with addiction. At its heart, at its core, this book is a self-growth and self-care guide for how to handle the tough stuff in life. I'll include details for everything that I've mentioned below. And thank you so much for joining me this month for this Heart Mind Moment. And I'll see you all again next month. Be well.